Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Millennial Mind. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here for a while, thank you for always supporting me and helping me create this incredible community. Now today, I'm going to be talking about what to do when you're having an absolutely horrific day. Now, when I'm having a bad day, I just want to stay in my duvet. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to speak to anyone. I don't want to watch anything. I just want to be by myself in silence, listen to some sad music, eat loads of chocolate, and just be sad. You know, I don't know if you're like that, but I just kind of want to wallow in self-pity and just think the world is a nightmare. I hate my life. Everything is awful. I'm good for nothing. And I basically am very cruel to myself. Now, this is something that I shared a couple of years ago, but it's something that I've been practicing for a while now, because when I'm having a bad day, this is not what I want to do, but I force myself to do it. And I want to force you all to do it right now, because if you're watching this video, you're probably having a bad day and you probably want to know how to get out of it. So what I want you to do is get a piece of paper, a double-sided sheet of paper or 2 sheets of paper. And on one of the sides, I want you to write, I am so lucky to have. Now, this is really similar to gratitude, because I start my day with gratitude every morning and I feel that has really improved my mood. I feel it makes me happier, and I really am just so grateful for all the small things that I have in my life. But on a day where I'm feeling rubbish, that gratitude journaling in the morning, unfortunately, writing those 3 lines just doesn't cut it for me. And so I have started to do this thing where I say, I am so lucky to have. And I basically write down a list of all the things that I'm so lucky to have. And I also add a because in that sentence. So for example, I am so lucky to have a flat in London right now, because I can get to my studio in 40 minutes, don't have to travel for ages, I don't have to lug all my stuff with me, and I can just go back home afterwards. And therefore I know that when I'm coming to the studio, I'm really focused, I'm really productive, and I'm not waiting around here for ages. That is basically one of the things that I write in terms of I'm so lucky to have, because you can use this for so many different areas of your life, like your career, your hobbies, your relationships, anything there is in your life. There will be something you're lucky to have. And I know that in that moment when you're having a bad day, you're probably thinking, well, there's not anything I'm lucky to have. But probably if you're watching this video, you've got access to clean water, you've got access to a bed, you've got access to food. And so that is something to be grateful for. That is something you're lucky to have, because there's so many people in the world who don't have those basic things. And I know that sometimes it can feel, you know, a little bit like, well, of course, I know that I'm not comparing myself to people, you know, who are living in a slum. But it is important to have perspective. I went to a talk the other day and there was this guy who was saying how he went blind overnight. Just randomly, he went blind. And ever since that day, I've been thinking, I'm just so lucky that I have all my 5 senses intact. There's a lot of people out there who have had so many unfortunate things happen to them just overnight. And I bet in that moment, the next day, they're probably thinking, I wish I could go back and just appreciate all these small things that we just take for granted because we have them. And so sometimes writing this list of I'm so lucky to have when I'm having a horrific day just really, really, really helps me. But step two is me self-loathing, me beating myself up, me being really cruel to myself and actually being horrible about who I am. I do that sometimes when I'm having a really bad day. And I just want to say, not everyone is always so positive or so happy. A lot of people think I'm always so positive and so happy. And that's not true. You know, I'm not going to come on Instagram and be miserable. I'm not going to come on YouTube and start crying. But there are obviously moments where I'm feeling horrific. I'm feeling disappointed in myself. I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel useless. But, you know, I do have those days where I'm feeling all of those things and I feel horrific on those days. And another thing that really helps me, and this is why I say it's kind of the step 2, because the step 1 is, you know, I'm having a bad day. Okay, that's helped me. But step 2 actually is really, really important for when I'm actually beating myself up. And I tell this to my friends too, because if you're at home right now and you're watching this and you're beating yourself up, I promise you this exercise will help you. Now, on another sheet of paper or on the other side of the paper, write another title and say, I love ... about myself. Now that gap is something that I want you to think about, things that you actually love about yourself. Because I know it's easy to say, well, I don't love anything about myself, but there will be things about yourself that you do love. It doesn't have to be, you know, really external things. It can be things that you're tenacious. It can be things that you're determined. It can be things that, you know, you're brave, whatever it is. Write down the things you love about yourself. And also, if it is something around your looks, if it is something about your appearance, write it down. When was the last time you said, I'm really beautiful, or I really loved my hair today, or I really love the way I did my makeup? We don't say these things to ourselves. I never say that about myself. I will always say, my makeup looks horrific, my hair looks like a mess. I always criticize myself so much. And so this exercise is really, really, really helpful. And one thing that feeds into this exercise is my performance planner, because on the right-hand side of the page, I've written, what are you proud about? What did you do well or enjoy? And those two things really, really feed into this kind of list, because if I'm proud about something, I know that I love myself for that thing. So if I'm really proud of myself for asking the question and being brave, well, I love that I'm brave. I love that I'm determined. I love the fact that I'm really ambitious because I want to be better, because I want to live my life in the best possible way and I want to be the best version of myself. So even if you haven't got the performance planner, one thing that I'd recommend you do is every single day, write down something you're proud about. Write down something you enjoyed. Write down something you did well. Because there will be something every single day that you did enjoy about your day, and there will be something every single day that you did well. Even though you probably don't even know it, but there will be something in your day if you just reflect and think about it. I know that this is the last thing you want to be doing when you're having a bad day, but I really hope that throughout this video, you've at least got 2 sheets of paper or 2 sides of paper and written that title down. And if you can, spend the next 5 minutes just reflecting on those 2 questions. I really, really hope that it's been helpful, because I know that when I'm having a really bad day, this is the last thing I want to do. But I promise you, if you reflect on these 2 questions, it will hopefully get you out of that rut and hopefully make you have a better day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you always for supporting me so much. If you can press the subscribe and like button, I would be so grateful. I really hope you love this video, and I will see you very, very soon.